Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I welcome you all to the get-together on the eve of International Women's Day. International Women's Day, that's 8th March, is a global day celebrating the economic, political, and social achievements of women. I now request Mr. Sergeant Samuel, AVP, to deliver the opening address.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, everyone. And we are extremely delighted to put forth this wonderful event on the occasion of International Women's Day. International Women's Day is technically on 8th of March, but we have preponed and doing it on 7th because tomorrow is a Sunday. So International Women's Day is a mark of respect and dedication to the spirit of ordinary women for their extraordinary feat, moving from their own families to societies, to communities, and India by large. So, what we have seen in the last few years is that the progress of women, from the kitchen to the boardroom has been, very, very rapid and very, very fast. The social economic fabric of any country is pivots on the women participation, and it's very important that women come forward and shine in all arenas. Today we are extremely fortunate and privileged to have with us Rohini ma'am, the youngest IPS women officer in Karnataka, and an inspiration to all of us out here. So on behalf of MAC, I welcome her to this wonderful event, and I will limit my words because today is Women's Day, so women should speak more.
Good morning all. Good morning. So it is first of all I have to thank you all for inviting me so that it is an opportunity for me to meet you all. Basically, yes, we are all celebrating the International Women's Day, and we have this recent craze regarding International Women's Day. Basically, I feel every day is a Women's Day because we are 50% of the population. So it hardly matters if it is a one single day or it is half of the days of the year. So basically, yes, in the recent past, there has been an increasing focus on us women specifically, our rights, our aspirations, how we want to go about, what are the problems that we face in day-to-day lives. All I'll request you, and I request everybody, and I will request everybody who talks to me also, that instead of categorization on the gender biases, we ourselves should stop categorizing individual on the basis of gender, first of all. Because as an individual who wants to work or who wants to achieve something in life, we all have equal challenges, we have equal opportunities, and we have equal risk. Men face it different way, women face it different way. That's all. That's all is the ground level reality. They have their own strengths, we have our own strengths. They have their own weaknesses, we have our own weaknesses. It's as simple as that. And so instead of us going about talking why the society is behaving like that and why the society is behaving like that, instead of that we can actually focus on the basics of what we are doing. As an individual, what we are doing for the society is more important than as compared to what we want the society to do for us. We are also part of the society. We also form part of the gossip column that goes about. We also form part of the opinion that goes about, both pro and anti-women, whatever feminist ideology that goes about. We are a part and parcel of that. So instead of focusing on that really, I think and I would request you all to focus on what we can do in that regard. So foremostly, we can do is we can behave in a professional manner. Because if you are good at your job, whether it is a simple job or a complicated job, people will finally respect you. And you will get all the accolades and every success that you ever dreamed of. It may not come immediately, it may not come within a day or two, but it will come. Only thing that depends is how good you are at your job or how professional you are able to do it. Because every professionally sound person is respected by all. Whether it is a man or a woman, the person gains the respect. So instead of us continuously discussing the factor that it is woman bias or it is gender bias is there and there is a glass ceiling and there is this ceiling, nobody prevents us from breaking the glass ceiling. Has anybody prevented us? No. They've all broken it and will continue to break it in the future. It is as simple as that. So we have our own what you call advantages, and we should look in that angle instead of trying to just criticize what is happening in the society, because we are very well the parcel of the problem also. Majority of the society, what we label as, is made of women only. Our mothers, our aunties, our relatives. So the question is, it is not that somebody else is against us, but we should not turn ourselves against ourselves, because our mentality, our entire way of how we are approaching is more important. So if you are professional, people will respect, whether it's a man or a woman, you will gain the respect, you will gain all successes in life, and may you break every glass ceiling that ever exists anywhere in this society or whatever. But be professional to your job, because if you want to gain respect, you can't force the other person to respect you. We are born with some culture, and the culture will only go when we demonstrate that this kind of thinking is not correct. Similarly to being in police and being in any other field which is a male-dominated field at the moment, but it will change. Obviously, it will change because we are 50% of the population. We naturally occupy 50% of everything that works. But it depends on whether we want to do it or not. It doesn't depend whether the opportunity exists or not. It also depends on what we aspire to be. If we aspire, nothing can stop us. So hopefully, all the best to you all. Don't get into the thinking that it's all very gloomy environment, and specifically with the media hype regarding women's rights and women's safety that is existing at the moment. I'll just tell you one thing, that specifically in this manner, because I'm a police officer, these kind of behaviors are what you call the manifestation of pervertism that exists in human mind. That will always exist. That person population will always exist in any society. So instead of going gaga that why did it happen, we have to think about how we can control it. What steps can be taken to improve it. And it should not be like it should be treated like an accident basically. You break your arms when you met with an accident, and it doesn't happen, that doesn't what you call affects your future. So that is how it should be, and that is how we should be thinking about it. Focusing on the professional aspect, and hopefully everything with God will be there and will get you all name, fame, and whatever is required, and also for the not only I'm not addressing the lady staff also, but for all the others also. Basically, it's a changing times. We are all trying to understand what exactly is happening, but respect for professionalism is always something that should be there. Thank you.
What are the challenges you have faced as a woman joining the police?
There are a lot of challenges actually. Basic thing, a work-family equation that we always strive to have and get that equilibrium. Basically, as a working woman, we know that we can't get all. Basically, we are not superhumans. We just have to strike a balance. So that is one of the most important challenges that I believe that as a working woman we face. But yes, in police department, because it is a male-dominated department, yeah, people perceive that we face a lot of problems. Fortunately for me, I have not faced any kind of problem. I feel that they are much easier to be regulated, controlled, and supervised as compared to women maybe. I don't have an experience of leading the women battalion or anything like that. But by and large, my things and my entire thinking regarding this or focus on professionalism comes from the fact that you have to be good at your job. People will have assumptions that, she's a lady, she might not be able to control, she might not be able to do this, she might not be able to do that, things like that. The issue remains that are you confident enough? And if you are confident enough, are you able to deliver the goods? If you are able to deliver the goods, everybody will appreciate you in the end of the day.
And who is your woman role model? Role model, woman role model.
It's a very difficult question. See, there are a lot of women that obviously we all admire. We admire these ladies for their respective excellence they have shown in their fields, for their behaviors, for their basically opening the entire channel for us. Yes, being a police officer, I did greatly admire our first woman police officer capability because she broke the class ceiling for us basically. So that level is definitely there. But at a personal level, I have a lot of inspirations. I get a lot of inspiration from everyday ladies also because they are the people who actually help us do whatever we are doing. Our mother, my mother-in-law, they might not be a working lady like us, but they are there. That's why we are doing what we are doing. That's why we are able to strike that balance. That's it. So they all are actually role models. But specific, I don't have any. But yes, I have I admire a lot of ladies. Because obviously we've done a lot from them.
One last question, I think, keeping in man's tight schedule. One last question. No more questions, doctor.
Good morning. Happy Women's Day.
Thank you.
You're an MBBS graduate, right?
Yes,
So, what inspired you to take this field as your
Yes, you have to be a graduate for that, and it takes minimum 1 year to pass that exam. That is, it goes through those 3 steps of. So for doing graduation, I was from a biology background, and my parents were doctors. So yes, I definitely tried to get into MBBS, and I luckily got into MBBS also. But I always had this kind of what you call passion that I should get into civil service. So at least give it a try. Honest try should be given to the civil services, and with God's grace, I got into it. So yes, I enjoyed being a doctor. I liked being a doctor a lot, but I also like being a police officer a lot. So luckily for me, all panned out well. So first I became a doctor because yes, I was thinking of on those lines initially that yes, I want to continue my career as a doctor. My parents were doctors, so it became very natural. But then I thought, this is also not bad. Anyhow, you end up serving and you end up achieving something. So I turned this way. That's all.
thank you.
I now request Shajal to felicitate Rohini ma'am.
This is a handmade card made by